Test, test, test. There I am. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. That was the most beautiful gift. I love you too. I read the card. It's just unbelievable. I do know, and you didn't have to give me anything. It feels almost like that should be in your family, though. Well, then I am happy to have it. Yeah. All right, we gotta start. I love you. Okay. Good morning. Are we ready? Yeah, you guys? Are you ready? All right, up on your feet. Can you hear me in the back? Yeah, give me like a... Yes, you can hear me in the back? Anybody? Yep, you can. Thank you. So sound check good. All right. There's a little chill in the air, so we're going to move a little. Probably do a little bit of core work so we can get a little bit of fire and heat going. So let's just step up to the top of the mat. What a nice crowd today. Step your feet together. Stand there like you mean it, you know? Feet together at the top. Lift your chest, widen your collarbones. Good morning, my friend. Shabbat shalom. Bonjour. Right? Bon ami. Right? Yeah. All right. Find your breath. That is really where this all begins. As the park continues to settle, as people come in and find their place, you are here and you are ready. Huh? Oh, everywhere is new sod, not just here? Okay. There is new sod everywhere. And so that might mean that the ground under you is not so stable. It might not have rooted yet, and it's piecey, so there could be seams. So if you're on the grass, just be careful. There's room up here if you want to be on solid surface. Just putting it out there. Liability man. Right. Okay. So on your next inhalation, let your arms rise up over your head. Yeah, we're going to sync up that breath and movement. On the exhale, bring the arms back down by your sides. We'll do it 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, arms reach. Let them really float up. And then exhale, they come back down. Don't rush. Last time, inhale, arms rise. And then bring them back down. This time we're going to move on. Inhale, arms reach. On the exhale, please hold. Let your head down for just a moment. We'll stay with that. So you can start to feel where there's some tension in your body. Anybody feeling any tightness anywhere? No? That's good. Yeah. You might have moved already this morning. But if you haven't done much movement except for like getting dressed and getting in your car to get here, you might feel a little stiff. Bend your right knee. Let your left leg straighten a little more. And then do that on the other side. Try to keep both feet flat so you're stable and that there's movement in the hips. Do it one more time. Bending one knee, straightening the other. And then switching to the other side. And then please soften both knees. Tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin. Pull in that belly and roll yourself up super slow. Pull up from the inside. Lift and roll your shoulders back. And then inhale, arms reach high. Hook your thumbs together. We're going to stretch to the right side. Yeah, beautiful. Inhale, rise back up to the center. And then exhale over to the left. Again, just feeling into the body. Good. Inhaling, you rise to the center. And then go over to the right again. This time, send your hips a little bit out to the left. Nice. We rise and come over to the other side. Stay with your breath. Hips move a little to the right this time. Yeah. Really nice. Okay, one more time. Coming up, go over to the right. Move your hips to the left. Now, if you would, turn and look down to the right. Look just outside your foot. And then see if you can shift your weight. Which way are we going? We're going to shift the weight into the left leg and pick the right one up. You're looking down at it. See if you can lift it and pull it out to the side. Keep it straight. That's it. So the hips are moving left. The body is stretching to the right. You're looking down, balancing. Good. Then plant your foot back down and rise to center. Switch the hook on your thumbs and go to the other side. So we go to the left. We move the hips right. Look down. And then see if you can take that left leg up and out to the side. So a little introduction to balance. Still working through the side body. Nice. Come back to center. Plant both of your legs. Have a sense of humor, right? And then let your arms down. Inhale, both arms reach again. And then exhale, please fold. Good. Lift halfway on the inhale. Let's go to plank pose. Both feet step back. Hold there and plank for just a moment so your body has a moment to remember. Right? To organize and to integrate. We don't have to rush. We want to be mindful about our movement and our form. Take another breath. On your exhale, you'll lower down to the belly. Some of you will put the knees down. Some of you will just take that lower push-up and then all the way to the belly. Inhale into cobra. Nothing you do here is wrong or bad. Nothing you do here is right or fantastic. Like it just is. We're moving and breathing. See if you can keep the elbows soft. And keep the upper back strong. Yeah. And then release your chest back down. Tuck your toes. Let's take our first down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. It's an upside down V. The hips are high. So you can really feel solid in your handprints and your footprints. Even if you don't have your heel down, you're still pressing through the heel. Pressing a little through the pinky edge of the foot. Let's take one more breath right here. Push back a little. And then when you're ready, simply look forward so you can walk your feet up to the top of the mat. The feet come together. Then lift halfway on the inhale. Fold on your exhale. And using a flat back, lift your head first and your chest and then rise all the way up. Keep pushing through your feet. Reach high to the sky. Hold right there. Can you lift even higher? Can you take your shoulders up into your ears? Can you lift your rib cage? And as you lift through the rib cage, can you draw the tailbone a little bit down? Yeah, just kind of create space in the waist. Now see if you can hold all of that lift in the torso, but relax your shoulders. And then let your arms come down. Nice. Imagine standing like that all the time. Feels pretty good, doesn't it? Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. And then let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. We're just going to move and breathe through that vinyasa. Inhaling through your back bend. And exhaling as you go back to down dog. All right, right foot steps up. Stay on your left toes. We'll rise on an inhalation. Coming up for high crescent lunge. Yeah, this is nice. So you're on the back toes. That heel is lifted high behind you. You feel all 5 toes having weight on them. So you really want to pick up that heel and bend the toes. Send the heel out a little. Yeah. Perfect. Now, arms open out like a T. Keep standing tall. Keep lifting from the pelvic floor. And take a little twist to the right. So you start to identify your obliques, right? You start to identify where the waistline is. And it might be like the back of your left rib cage is pushing forward and the front of your right rib cage is pulling back. Yeah, so if you can find that, it's really nice. And then just simply face forward, reach your arms back up, and then take a flow. Hands down, step back, and lower. Move with your own breath rhythm. Inhaling through your back bend, and then exhaling back to downward facing dog. Try it on the other side. Left foot steps. Stay on the right toes. We'll rise up. And we're facing forward. We're working on balance here, right? So we're balancing on the back toes. The back heel is lifted high. It's okay to bend your toes, like really bend your toes, yeah. That's it. And then holding the torso up, feeling that length in the waist. Let's open our arms like a T and take our twist to the left side. Yeah. And so sometimes we lean forward or we lean back here. See if you can keep the crown right over the tail. And then work from the midsection. Move the rib cage, pull the belly in, get that integration of the core. Just a little bit of heat is going to start to come. And then we'll face forward, reach the arms back up. On the exhale, take your flow. It's hands down, step back, lower any way you need to, knees down or not, chaturanga or the belly. And then inhale into upward facing dog or cobra. Lots of ways to modify, lots of different ways to approach the practice. And then we all end up in downward facing dog. There is not a pose in yoga that's more advanced or better. And there are none that are not so good. They all just come down to moving and breathing, challenging ourselves in different ways. Take one more breath, push back just a little more. Legs are really straight here. So I'd rather your heels be off the ground and your legs be straight so you know you're using your quadriceps. We want this sensation of muscular energy in the body, right? We want to use our strength to create our flexibility. We don't want to bypass or avoid our tight spots. We want to touch them gently. All right, one more breath. And then look at your hands. Let's walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Bring them together. And lift halfway on the inhale. Fold as you exhale. Bend your knees, sink your hips, please. Uttanasana, or chair pose. And again, can you get that long side waist? Drawing slightly down in the tailbone, lifting a little in the rib cage. Once you get that nice lift, you could even pull your shoulders up to your ears. It's not normally what I would want you to do, but by doing that, we get that lift out of the side waist, and then you can just relax the shoulder back down. Good, now push through your feet, come all the way up. Let's stretch at the top. Maybe even lift the chest and lean back a tiny bit, and then the hands come to heart center. All right, inhale, arms reach again. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. We're going to go to plank pose and stay in the upper push-up. That's it. And then roll onto your right side for what we call Vashisthasana, the side plank. Rolling onto the right hand, lifting the left arm high to the sky. Lift your hips, lift your center, use your core, and then take the bicep over the ear. There's your side waist long again. Lifting everything you can. And then the arm comes up as you start to look down, return to plank, and lower slowly. Inhale, cobra, or upward facing dog, you decide. Take it back to down dog. Let's all take a big clearing breath. It's just like an exercise in releasing energy. A big inhale and an open mouth with a sound. Right? Just like don't be afraid of your voice. And then come forward into plank. Roll onto your left side. Try not to have an attitude about it. Just try, right? If you need to modify, you do it. And you do it and you feel good about it, right? Lift your hips. Take the bicep over the ear. Stretch long through the side body. Yes. Use your feet well. Push them down. Push down into your left hand so you can lift a little higher. And then let's come out. Arm goes up, eyes go down. We return to plank and then we lower. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then please walk your hands right back to your feet. We'll get off the wrists for a second. Soften the knees, roll up through the core, engaging through the belly and coming up one vertebra at a time. This space right up here, if you're looking. Hello. Right here? Is this space right here? Yeah. All right. Arms reach. Now, if you would, take your arms behind your back and interlace your fingers. Interlace them well, so you feel like you have one fist going on back there. And then see if you can straighten your arms and open up your chest. Feel the collarbones widen. Yep. Good. And then take a forward fold. Feet should be hip distance apart. The back is flat. And maybe you start to pull the arms a little bit away from your back. This is really nice. Okay, legs are a little straighter here. And some of you, I can see it, you're leaning back into your heels because you're trying to avoid your hamstrings. So let's see if we can get a tiny bit of that weight into your toes. Okay. Now, bend the right knee, draw the right shoulder toward that bent knee, and then twist and look up toward your left shoulder. Can you use your arms well? Could you pull the left arm back to create more twist? Could you pull the left shoulder blade back? Yes, Jack. Nice. I saw that. All right. Gaze goes down, and we take it to the other side. Left knee starts to bend. That means right leg is straight. We turn left shoulder toward the bent knee. Open up the chest, pull the right arm back a little bit. Nice, look up toward the shoulder. And then soften both knees. Let your arms go. One more time, roll yourself up. Pulling up from the inside, just feeling this sense of reorganizing your body. That's it. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Good, lift halfway, look forward. Let's walk out into plank. We'll come into a vinyasa and then into our first real sequence. Lower down slowly. Inhale for cobra. And then downward facing dog. Let's start with that high crescent lunge. Right foot steps up, stay on your left toes, and we'll rise up facing forward. Just find your place. And then we're going to turn to the left, turning open for warrior two. Arms open out like a T. Take a look at your feet. See if you can line up heel to heel. That's really nice. Now, just really pay attention to the spacing. That lunge is going to be with you for the next few variations. So you want to make sure you have your weight distributed equally through your feet. And then there's a lift and some support coming up through the center. Pelvic floor and lower belly is drawn up and in. Now, right forearm onto the right thigh, please. We don't lean on it, we push down so that we can keep the chest wide and open. And then left bicep over the ear. Side angle pose. Utthita Parsvakonasana. The tailbone is drawn down. So sometimes we have flexibility in the lower spine, but we want a little more core integration. So tailbone draws down a little bit, yeah? And then we twist a little in the upper body. Yeah. The body feels long here, not collapsed. That's it. Let's take the arm up. Return to warrior two, and then reverse your warrior. Left arm down, right arm high. Now again, we're lifting out of that side waist, so I want you to feel that lift out of the rib cage. Reach with your fingers like you mean it. Then go ahead and bend into the front knee just a little bit deeper. Yeah, there you go. As you bend the front knee, you reach higher. Yeah, straight arm reaching. Look at it. Look at it. So good. Come back to warrior two. Now straighten the front leg. Yeah, just feel the ease that happens when you come out of that front leg. And then we're just going to touch triangle. You guys know triangle pose. We tip to the right. Arms are long, legs are long, torso feels long. Everything is straight. In triangles, everything is straight. So you might want to come up a little higher instead of bending the front knee. Create a good stable foundation. Now, tailbone down, head, neck, and shoulders back a little bit. Create some space. That was beautiful. I saw that adjustment. And then root down into your feet and rise. Come all the way up. Nice. Now, if you would, just take your arms and clasp your hands behind your back. We're going to open the collarbones wide and just check and make sure you're facing the left side. You're facing the long edge of the mat. We're not turned forward in this pose. We're actually facing sideways in this pose. And then we're going to take triangle again with no hands. Hands behind the back. Go ahead, lean to the right. See if you can pull the arms back. Open the collarbones. Oh yeah, this is really, really nice. Remember, tailbone down a little bit so that you create that long line. Don't be afraid of the space behind you. Now go ahead, open your arms. See if you're in a different place. Right arm down, left arm up. And then the left bicep goes over the ear. Push the pinky toe on the left foot. Make the left side body longer. Tuck the right shoulder under. Get a little twist through your spine. Yes, there we are. So, so good, everybody. And then take your time. We're going to lift the left arm, and then we're going to rise back up. Beautiful. All right, I think that's good for now. Go ahead, take a flow. We'll come back to that triangle in a moment. Step back lightly, lower slowly. Make sure you're moving and breathing in sync. Inhaling through that back bend and pushing through your hands and lifting yourself back up into down dog. All right, let's try the other side. Left foot steps up, stay on your right toes. Simple high crescent just to start. Find your balance as you rise. And then mindfully turn open to the left side. Oh, I said it wrong. Turn open to the right side. You already went left. Yeah. That's it. And so again, take a moment, check in. You know you're going to be in this stance for a while, so you want to be generous. Make sure there's lots of space between your feet, that both feet feel grounded. Don't be afraid to bend the front knee and turn it open just a little bit. We're working in the left hip right now. And then we're going to take left forearm onto the left thigh, and then reach that right arm high and then up over the head. Pay attention to the length in your side waist, that rib cage lengthening, the tailbone down, right? So we're really, really focusing on getting that nice long line on the right side of the body. The bicep is over the ear, and your elbow can be resting on your thigh. You'll feel way more stable if you bend your elbow and you actually put it on the top of your leg and then push into it so you get more lift out of your chest. So nice. Take the arm up, slowly push down and rise back up to warrior two, and then please reverse your warrior. Right arm down, left arm high, reach like you mean it. Reach that arm up, pull up out of the waistline, out of the rib cage, and as you are reaching up, don't be afraid to bend the left knee and press it back open a little bit. Remember the support and the lift that's coming out of the pelvic floor and the lower belly. It's amazing when you remember to pull that up and in, and that you can actually stay in the pose. And you can breathe, and you cannot get frustrated with me how long I'm talking and how long I leave you there, right? Yeah. That's it. Go ahead, return to warrior two, and then please straighten your leg. Just that alone just has a moment where you just can feel that sort of energy just effervesce out of the leg. Then we're going to touch triangle. Go ahead and just drop left arm down to left leg, right arm high to the sky. And we just breathe right here, and we just sort of notice, and we start to navigate our alignment, right? We're working on keeping the pelvis and the side waist long, right? And so if it feels like you're leaning forward, it might be because your ego is telling you that you have to touch your foot or you have to touch the floor. Like, what would happen if you brought your arm a little bit higher? Like, what if your left hand was on your shin or just below your knee? And then you could line your body up a little bit better. I promise you, energetically, it's going to be better. And in the long run, nobody else cares except for your body getting to feel better. So draw the head back, draw the hips forward. See if you can get that line. Good, and then come back up. Arms drop behind your back. Interlace with the weird one in front. Don't do what you always do. Switch them. Yeah. And then open the collarbones. Make sure you're facing the side, the long edge of your mat. And then come back into triangle. Try it. Look, Mom, no hands. Right? The spine still feels long. The head still draws back. The collarbones are wide. Your arms are strong behind you. You're pressing through the big toes. Your legs are straight. The front leg is straight. Quadriceps are supporting the opening of the hamstrings. As you draw the tailbone down, the chest opens up wider. So we'll turn to the side, but still triangle. Yeah, not a humble warrior. Whoop. You stable there? Your feet gonna slide? I don't want you to slide. All right, slowly come back up. I've helped them go out from under you. All right, arms come back out. We come back into triangle pose. And then take the bicep over the ear. Utthita Trikonasana. Now you gotta ground the right pinky toe. right? You're reaching long through the waist. That left shoulder is going to tuck under a little bit so your right chest can open a little more. Yes, that's it. Reach like you mean it with that arm. Let it have some power. And then we lift the arm, we press down, and we rise back up. Beautiful. Bend the front knee. Touch your warrior two. Take a breath. When you're ready to exhale, take your flow. Step back lightly, lower slowly. Back to what you know, back to what's familiar, back to doing it your own way and not having to listen to my cueing, right? Yeah, there's something about that. And then you find your way to down dog. Because actually yoga is your own journey through your own body, moving and breathing. And everything I'm offering is a suggestion. You came here on your own free will. There's no reason that you have to listen to what I say, right? And so you honor yourself, you challenge yourself, and you learn something. Push back a little, take a breath. All right, right foot steps up. Turn the left heel flat, come into warrior one. I really want you to feel that left foot doing some work behind you on the mat. Ground into the whole sole of your foot, all 5 of your toes. And as you push into the left foot, bring the left side of your body a little bit more forward. That means the hip, the rib, the shoulder. The left side is trying to turn forward, chest plate forward. That's it. Now keep pushing through your left foot and keep reaching through your left arm, but then drop the right arm down behind you. We're going to start twisting to the right and reaching the right arm down to touch the left leg behind you. That's it. So here we are in that side waist again. Yes, round the feet, turn the chest. Remember where the obliques are. Do some work from the strength that you have, not just from flexibility. Turn the belly button toward the right. Yeah, reach up and reach down equally through both arms. Expand the pose a little bit more. Give me one more breath. And then let's just face forward. Reach both arms up. Oh, that was sweet. Let's take the arms down by our sides and clasp our hands together. Here's our humble warrior fold. Simba Vira. We drop the head down. We reach the arms high. Now, opportunity here. Right hip back, left hip forward. See if you can square off just a little more. Ground into your feet a little more purposefully. Really work on realigning the hips. And then we're going to keep pushing down so we can rise up slowly and gracefully. Lift your head, lift your chest. We rise up easy. And then untangle your fingers. Reach your arms up. Let's go ahead and take a flow. Hands down, step back, and lower. Now move through that vinyasa. Take a moment in down dog to find your own rhythm of your own breath, to sort of restore your peace of mind and your attitude. And then when you are ready, and not before, we step up left. We come up into warrior one. The back foot goes flat, and we put a lot of attention to the work and the use of the back foot. Now as that foot pushes back, the right side of your body wants to open because the energy is going this way, right? But we don't do anything in yoga that doesn't have a double action. So we don't just push the foot open and open the body. We push the foot open and then we counter it by pulling the right side body forward. And that's how we create this really safe amount of tension. How we get from the push and the pull, nobody wins, and we end up expanding and creating suppleness in the body, not just strength or just flexibility, but we create our own tension. We work with our own resistance, and we create a suppleness in the body that keeps us young and moving and breathing longer, right? Now, right side's going to stay long. We're going to keep rooting that back foot, but reach a little more through that arm. Right side long, drop the left arm down, and behind you, let's start to twist. You got to make sure you feel connected to the work in the back foot. That right side continues to move forward. We turn the chest, we turn the belly button. Yes, you guys look amazing here. Keep reaching down with the left arm and up with the right so you get a little more expansion. So good. Don't be afraid. Bend the front knee. Bend the front knee. that left knee, yes. Now, slow and careful, face forward, arms reach high. Stay right where you are, drop your arms down behind you, interlace the weird way, the under index finger in front, and then take your humble warrior. Bow your head. Remember here, it's left hip back, right hip forward. We have a tendency to slip, right? So there's some integration here. There's some musculature on the outer hips that help squeeze. Bend that front knee a little bit deep. You got to root down to rise. Lift your head, lift your chest, root down, rise up. Let the arms reach with one breath, and then on your exhale, you take your flow. Go for it. Hands down, step back, lower. Yeah, I see you. You're moving beautifully today. Find your way to down dog and breathe. Okay. Right foot steps up, stay on the left toes. We rise up, it's high crescent, same kind of thing that we've been doing. As soon as you find your stability, we're just going to go ahead and turn ourselves open to the left. Immediately we'll straighten the front leg. We're coming back to that triangle. So this is going to be a little bit funky. Every once in a while, I like to bring something new, right? And if it's something new, even if you're really, really proficient at this practice, the first time you try anything, it might not work out so good, right? You got to give your body a chance to learn, right? So we're going to take triangle pose, just like we've been doing. Go ahead, take triangle pose. Feel all of the fundamentals that we've been working through, right? The grounding of the feet, the aligning of the body. We started today's practice balancing on one leg, right? In that side body work. So I want you to keep that right hand on the right shin, right? Really feel the connection. Don't try to touch the floor this time. Keep the hand on the shin, palm on the bone, literally, yes. Now, lean a little bit. You have to soften that front knee a little and lean into the front leg. And then see if you can float your left leg off the ground. I know you're like, what? My brain doesn't even make sense out of that. Yeah. And if you try lifting the leg and you have to put it back down a couple times, just see if you can own it. That's it. Oh my gosh, some of you have really got it. Some of you are really working it. Now, really softly put the foot back down. Come on up. Have a sense of humor, for God's sakes. Right? That's it. Okay. Let's just turn our feet. Turn one in, turn the other out. You'll be in the same position facing the back of the mat. Now your left foot is forward. Come into triangle. Now this moment in triangle is important because your body needs to remember the fundamentals of triangle. In order to hold the balance on one leg, you've got to remember all of the things. The limbs are straight, the core is engaged, the spine is long, right? All of the things. And so you're going to kind of hold on to the shin. You're going to lean a little bit forward, and then you're going to float your leg up in the air. Just pick it up. Right leg lifts a little. It doesn't have to be high. That's it. You got this. And then really gently put the foot back down. So much better on the second side. Come on up. Let's just face the side. Face the long edge of your mat. Put your hands on your hips. And then go ahead and forward fold. Everyone can do that beautifully. Yeah. Success. Which I don't know why we always feel like we need to be successful at everything. Why can't we just try doing everything, right? There we go. Now, let your hands down, touch your fingertips down on the floor, and then walk them a little forward. Come up high onto the fingertips so the chest rises. I want you to have a flat back here. Hands are right under your shoulders. So there's some support. Now bend the right knee so the inseam of your left leg stretches. Elbows are straight. Your chest is lifted. You're on tips of your fingers. Lift up on the tips of your fingers. Yeah. I want you to feel the muscles in your palms right now. Squeeze them. All your fingers are touching down. Your palms are activated. Yes. And then just come up and over to the other side, just a little bit, through the center, and then bend into the left one. Your both feet are still flat on the ground. You're high up. It's a little bend in the left knee, and you get that stretch up the inseam of the right leg. And you're just breathing, right? You're feeling. Trying to keep the back flat, hips back, head forward. Yep. And then come to center. Can you lift up off your fingertips and bring your hands to heart center? Now, same thing. Bend the right knee, stretch inside the left leg. Keep both feet grounded. Keep your core engaged. Keep the body and the torso feeling long. Look a little forward. There it is. Collarbones are wide because you're pressing into your palms at the midline. And then really carefully and slowly make it up through the center and over to the other side. Yeah, there's a grace about that. You can actually feel your strength as you make that transition. Feet are grounded. Eyes are focused. Breath is steady. And then we come back to center. Put your hands on your hips. Let's rise nice and easy up to standing. Good. Inhale, both arms reach. Drop the right arm down onto your right leg. And then stretch over to the right side. Make it feel yummy. Ground into both feet. See if you can feel the arches of your feet lifting. And then that little bit of lift in the pelvic floor. That's it. Now, that lift in the pelvic floor is going to support you. This is not about how deep you go. It's how much space can we create and how much stability do we have. Right arm reaches out parallel to the ground. Feet are nice and wide. This should be pretty doable, right? Turn and gaze up toward your thumb. Oh, so good. On your inhale, return to center. Arms are out like a T. Hold. And then left arm drops, right arm rises. Check yourself on this side. Maybe you don't go so deep, right? Some of you are like, 110% over the limit, down the leg, right? Yeah, just like modify, right? Why can't we find the middle way where we feel that suppleness? It's not just about flexibility. It's not just about strength. It's about finding the balance of both. Float the left arm out. Find what's sustainable. I want you to be able to do this practice for a lifetime, right? 30 years from now, we'll still be coming out to the park, right? Right? Yeah. Yep. And then come back up. Arms are out like a T. Go ahead and fold right in. Just fold your head down. Yeah. Let's start walking our hands toward the front of the mat. As you do, turn your feet. Bend the right knee and then step the right foot back into plank. Good. Lower yourself down slowly. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. Lift up high on your toes. Start to bend your knees. Show me a floating tabletop for just a moment. You might walk your feet in just the tiniest bit. Knees stay off the ground. See if you can get your hips and shoulders at the same height. And I know this is no fun. Make sure your shoulders are right over your wrists. Come a little forward. 2 more breaths. You can do it. Hold your head up. Hold the head up. You got it. Belly to the spine. And then just really softly, you get to put your knees down. All right. Now, you know earlier we did side planks. You know what it feels like to roll onto your right side. Keep your right knee down this time. So right hand and right knee are going to be on the ground. Turn onto your right side and then lift the left arm up high to the sky. Make sure the left foot is on the ground behind you, planted into the mat. I want you to feel the pinky edge of that left foot grounded. So make sure that heel is down on the back foot. Yep, and the pinky edge is grounded. So you feel the sole of your foot on the ground. Yep, put it down. There you go. Now reach the bicep over the ear. There we are, in that side waist again. Can we refine it a little bit? Tailbone down, lift out through the rib cage. I don't care if your neck gets disappeared into this pose. Like pull the arm up through the space above your head. Yes. Open your chest a little wider. Push into the bottom arm. Okay, now take the left arm back up. And then float the left leg in the air. Give me a little flex on the left foot. So the toes lift, the heels push. You got this. Now again, bicep over the ear. Can you create that same feeling of lengthening out of the leg and through the arm and stretching the side waist in both directions? Open your chest a little bit toward the sky. Now bend your left knee behind you. Reach back with your left arm. See if you can grab your foot. Make a bind. Ideally, you grab from underneath, so you grab the big toe side of your foot. That will help rotate your shoulder. And then go ahead, kick back, create a little back bend. This is bow pose. Leg kicks back, arms straight behind you. Let the chest open. Yes, that's it, Cherie. You got that? And then really gracefully, let it go, put it down. You return to tabletop. That wasn't so bad, was it? Okay. Let's try the other side. Roll onto your left knee and your left hand. Extend your right foot behind you. Make sure that foot is on the ground. And then the bicep comes over the ear. And you're reaching up at a slight angle. You don't really touch your ear with your arm. You want that same exact line that your leg has. Right. You want to make sure we're always maintaining that line. Reaching, pushing, pulling, tailbone down, ribs in. You got this. And then bring the arm back up for a moment. Start lifting the right leg. Make it active. As soon as it comes up, flex the heel, pull in the belly, and then try bicep over the ear. It looks so simple, but it's not so easy. You got to push a little through the hand on the ground, through the shin on the ground. Yeah. So good, everybody. Let's see if we can turn the chest a little bit more toward the sky. Then bend the right knee behind you. See if you can reach back for the big toe side of your foot. And then kick back a little bit. Yeah, just don't be afraid of that space behind you. Use your leg power to open your chest. Make sure you're maintaining your balance. You guys look amazing. This is fantastic. Now with grace, let go of the foot and return to your tabletop. Okay. You can take a vinyasa or you can take child's pose for 3 breaths. Right? You decide, movement or stillness. They're equally valuable. We need them both in our lives at different times, so you choose. And then we all meet in downward facing dog. Okay. Right foot steps up. Stay on your left toes. Rise up into high crescent lunge, facing forward. This is where we're going to put it all together, my friends. Turn open to the left. Warrior 2 for a moment. And then I want you to start with the forearm on the thigh, so you're leaning a little bit forward. And I need you to look down at the floor in front of your foot. Put your left hand on your hip. And then you're going to lean into the front leg, and you're going to start floating the back leg up. Now reach one arm up, one arm down. Floating, right? Floating. Hold it. Open to the side. You can stay right there. You could wrap your left arm behind your back. Take it slow. And then bring your right hand onto your heart. Yeah, you could. Another option would be to bend the left knee behind you. Reach back with your left hand, right? Connect with that foot and create that bow pose on one leg. And then when you've had enough of that, bring your feet together at the top of the mat. Release your arms down by your sides. So good, everyone. Thank you for playing. Let's take a flow. Arms up. Exhale, forward fold. So now you know what's coming. You can take any part of it. Lift halfway on the inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. So we're going to come into the left side. Left foot steps. Stay on the right toes. You have good form. You've come up facing forward. Return open to the right side. It's warrior 2 for a moment, and then just a gentle touch into the side angle so you can kind of get some body weight forward. Look down to the floor in front of your left foot. Now the front knee is bent, so you're going to put some weight in it and then start to float the back leg up behind you and see if you can exalt your arms. The hands are floating. That might be it. You might stay right there. Maybe you do the half bind. Right arm behind your back, left hand on your heart. It's fun to play. Or maybe you do the boat pose. Maybe you bend the knee, you reach back with your left hand and you grab your foot. You see if you can balance. You could even put your hand down for the balance. Yeah, breathing. And then just whatever. Come on out, bring your feet together, own it. You're finished, good landing, right? Even if you make a mistake in the routine in gymnastics, if you stick the landing, the other thing becomes less relevant, right? Good, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, flow. Take your flow in your own breath. You don't need my cueing for this one. I want you to find your way back to yourself. Get out of your head, get into your body. We all meet in downward facing dog. Yeah, let's do one of those. A big inhale, open your mouth, make a sound, a little sigh, a moan, a groan, an expression of joy, whatever it might feel like in this moment. And then if you would, just come to seated. Any seat you like. You can sit on your heels, you can swing your feet around in front, simple cross legs. But no matter how you choose to sit, I want you to do it mindfully. With good alignment. Feel the work in the torso, right? The tailbone down, the chest lifted and wide. Everything you were doing in triangle, right? Everything that you were doing as you were getting that side body long. The rib cage feels lifted. There's space between your hips and between your rib cage. Sit up tall. Breathe. Hold your head high. And if it feels okay in this moment, close your eyes. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing right now in this moment. This is for you. A chance to meet yourself exactly where you are. No comparisons. Peel away the habits of being the judge and just be the witness for this moment. Come so deeply into your experience that your total awareness is on your heartbeat and your breath. Just a moment to remember that you're here. And there's life pulsating through your body. And maybe just for this moment, maybe just this can be enough. Like if this moment right now, if we're okay right here, right now, like maybe that's what we got right now in this moment. Maybe that's enough. It's called santosha. It can be explained as contentment or satisfaction. And it doesn't mean that we don't dream, we don't have goals, but it means that right now in this moment, like what if this was it? Nothing's guaranteed. Could this be good enough? I hope so. If it's not, then for every ounce of yourself, if you could just let go of whatever's making this not okay. Let it go for this moment. It doesn't make it untrue or unreal. But for this moment, can you just be right here in this park with that cool breeze on your skin, holding your body, breathing, prana pulsing. Let's take one more breath. Let your chin drop to your chest as you exhale. Soften your posture. Let your belly go for a second. Maybe blink your eyes open. And once again, just meet yourself where you are. When you're ready, you lift your head back up. And we lay ourselves down onto our backs. We still have a little bit of time. Go ahead and open your feet out wide. Legs are straight, heels are out toward the corners of the edges of the mat. And then if you would, just take your right heel and slide it over to the left and then cross it over the left ankle. But don't bring the left one in. Yeah, keep that left one all the way at the edge. I caught you. So it's ankle over ankle, and both feet are now at the left side of the mat. Just start to feel from the hip down to the heel, maybe even flex the right heel and push a little bit, create some stretch and some length. That's it. And then let's stop pushing and just pull the right knee into the belly. Just go ahead and squeeze it up high into the chest. Grab it with your hands. Give it a little squeeze. Now the push comes out of the left leg. Flex the left heel. Push out and down with the left leg and squeeze in with the right. As you do that, can you also press your lower back into the floor? Just feel the belly contract a little bit into the spine and lengthen the lumbar spine just a little bit. And then from there, we'll come into a spinal twist. So the right leg comes over to the left side. As you roll onto your left hip and you twist through your waist, just open your arms wide and look out to the right side. And there doesn't have to be any big drama there. It doesn't have to be the best or the biggest twist you ever did in your life, just one that helps you unwind a little bit. Do it a little softer than normal. So the breath is your priority rather than the pose. To the center and release that right leg. As it comes down, take it out kind of wide near the edge of the mat. Then bring the left one over to meet the right one. Cross the ankles. Just give a little push out of the left heel. Just like flex that left heel, flex the foot and push down from the hip. Just stretching just a little bit. Feel all that muscular action start to soften as you bring that left knee into the belly. Give it a little squeeze, and then let the push happen out of the right leg. Flex the right leg, flex that foot, push out through the heel as you squeeze gently left leg into the body. And you can relax all the flexing and just take it to spinal twist. Left leg goes over the body, over to the right side. We roll onto the right hip. Let the arms open wide. Turn your gaze out to the left and soften. You let us know where to get to. There's even a learning of how to let go. And the breath continues to flow through you. Just give yourself another breath or two. And then we'll roll ourselves back to the center. Take both knees into the belly, one last squeeze. And then please release your legs all the way down, all the way out on the mat. They can both be wide. Let your arms come down by your sides. If there's one last twist that you feel like you want to do, or one last stretch, do it. But if not, we're ready to surrender. We come into sacred rest. We bear witness to ourselves, stopping all the action. Literally moving into stillness. So when you're ready, you just go ahead and begin to awaken. We awaken from our rest. We integrate ourselves back into our bodies, our minds, our attitudes, our thoughts, all of the unique layers of ourselves that make us who we are. Maybe sometimes we feel at the end of a practice we're a little kinder, gentler version of that same person, right? And so we pull it all together and we come to sit, and again, we sit mindfully. We hold our heads up, we become aware of how we feel in the moment, how we hold ourselves, how we choose to step into the rest of the day. Maybe we can incorporate that sense of santosha, satisfaction or contentment. Like, if this is it, is this good enough right now? I feel like it is right now. I'm pretty satisfied. I have no idea what awaits me. I'm excited about all of it, but that's then. And right now, this is it. There's something electric right now. There's something really magical if you just let yourself open up to it. It's right here. It's the sense of connection and community. It's the sense of completion. It's this possibility of stepping into the next, right? As we make a transition from the yoga practice into the day. Can we do that with an attitude of like openness? I'm not saying rainbows and butterflies. I'm not into all that cliche bullshit. Like, oh, sorry, there's kids here. Oopsie. I think the reality of yoga making us feel lighter is because we actually engage in the truth. And the truth isn't always rainbows and butterflies. And if we try to pretend that it is, we're lying to ourselves, and that's not life, right? But can we find some sense of joy, even when all the things are hard, right? Wouldn't that be something? To me, that is how yoga works. Let's bring our hands together at the heart. Press into them gently so it helps you sit a little bit more tall into your form. And then we're going to create the beautiful and sacred sound of Om. We're going to do it 3 times today. The longest one and the loudest one doesn't win. Okay? It's just about letting your voice come up and out. It's 3 beautiful sounds. A-U-M. Save some for the M, right? So we're going to try it 3 times. When you're ready, fill your lungs. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, perfect peace. Loka Samastar Sugino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all, so that we may be part of creating a world where we all know peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste, my friends. Namaste. I don't get my butt. To everyone all the way out in the back, namaste, my friends. Thank you so much for being here, for being part of this, for making this program just so beautiful for the community. It's because of all of you. We come out because of you and because you're here. It's what makes it so magical. I have one announcement to make. About 10 days away from starting my next teacher training. I am almost full. So I have a couple spots in the advanced training. If anyone here is a 200-hour teacher and is interested in stepping into mentoring and leadership, and you want to hone your skills, you want to up-level your teaching, you would like a mentor, this program would be for you. I would love to talk to you about it. So there's a couple spaces. I think I might only have maybe 1 space left in the 200. If anyone is interested in learning about yoga, like take it to the next level. You might not even be thinking about being a teacher. Not everybody who does training is interested in teaching. Some people are actually just interested in learning, right? So if you want to go to yoga school, come talk to me. If you're not interested in teacher training at all, but you just want to learn, the weekends, I'm going to open up 10 hours on the weekends to anyone who wants to learn and do a workshop on either history and philosophy, anatomy of yoga, the chakras and the energy body and trauma, and then also on teaching skills. So there will be 4 workshops over the course of the next 6 months that you could also step into. So if you want to do yoga school, yes, they are CEUs. So those are all going to be CEU weekends, 200 hours and 300 hours. It's all happening under the same umbrella. So come talk to me if you're interested, or just reach out online. Of course, I have passes and magnets if anyone's interested, and Thursday night yin with live music, a sound bath in the sculpture garden of the museum right down the street on the 29th, Thursday night. We are doing yoga, yin yoga, in the sculpture garden of the museum right down the street, right down at the other end of Meisner. So come support the arts in our community, come support me and Yoga Journey, and take good care of yourself. Have a great week.